Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy you're here. My name is Hannah, and on my channel I do anti-MLM content. I also have a clothing reselling business on the Poshmark app, so I make a lot of Poshmark and reselling tips and tricks videos as well. I'm very excited for today's video because there is a super long clip that we're going to be reacting to. But before we get into that, just indulge me for a second, okay? Today is Thursday, October 28th, and today feels like the weirdest day I have ever lived. I had absolutely every intention of filming this video today and editing it and uploading it for tonight. And last night as I was going to bed, I was like, you know what? Treat yourself. Sleep in a little bit. Don't set an alarm. Just wake up naturally. And for me, when I do that, that usually means like 7:30 to 8. Like that's when I just kind of naturally wake up. But no, that is not what happened. I slept for 11 hours straight. I woke up at 10:30 in the morning, like completely unsure of what dimension I was in. And then to add on to it, it is like the weirdest, gloomiest, stormiest, kind of like eerie day outside. We live in Florida and it's pretty much sunny all the time. There's the occasional like afternoon thunderstorm or something, but today just feels so odd. I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone and I'm just waiting for the moment that I like realize I didn't press record, or like I put half a face of makeup on, or like my mic isn't plugged in or something. So if something goes horribly wrong during this video, just know that's just the day I'm having today. And you know what? The video that we're going to be reacting to does not help. What I'm going to be showing you is from the same two girls that did an Instagram live that we reacted to in MLM Top Fails 17. And this video is going to be pretty similar format to that one. They're doing an Instagram live, and so the actual content that we're going to be watching is pretty long. And what they're doing is a Q&A. So they had people submit questions to them both individually, and they're answering questions that pop up in the live chat about all things network marketing, Monat, starting your own business, things like that. Full disclosure, I'm actually going to be cutting out the first 7.5 minutes of their live because the first question that they're answering is like, what books would you recommend for network marketers or something like that? And they're just going back, like throwing out book titles, and it's honestly kind of boring. There wasn't a whole lot in what they were saying that I had to react to because I've never read the books that they were talking about. So I'm not going to subject you to that. We're going to jump in about 7.5 minutes into the live when they answer the second question.
What questions do you want to start off with?
Well, I sent them to you. Are you on your phone? Because
I'm on my other phone.
Okay, yeah. So you can read whichever one you think is like really, really good.
Okay.
And if you guys have any questions, like feel free to shoot them.
Okay, so I'm gonna read one of the ones that I got because I really, really like this one. And they asked the same question multiple times. What's the best advice you can give on starting a new business or how to get started?
Okay. Do you want me to answer or you want?
Yeah.
Me answer? Okay. My best advice on how to get started or getting started is to start. And I know that seems like such a silly answer, but so many people, like, they want to get started. They have all these amazing ideas and they're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then they get to the drawing board and like they just blank, you know, and they don't know where to start. So Google is going to be your best friend. Getting knowledge is going to be your best friend. There's something that, for those of you who don't know, John Maxwell, some of the books we mentioned were from him. He's done so many leadership conferences, spoken in front of millions and millions of people. He's a best-selling author on leadership. And in Monat, he mentors the directors one-on-one. So on my one-on-one, he actually mentioned that he does something every month. This guy's a multimillionaire. He's like, I still do it. He's like, I've been doing it for 30 years and I feel like it's attributed to where I am. And I was like, all ears. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's like, it's called a learner's lunch. And I just thought it was so freaking genius because he's like, anyone that's where you want to be, if they're where you want to be and they're somewhere high, like if you ask them and tell them like, hey, I'm looking for a mentor. Hey, if I could just meet up with you, even if it's through Zoom, and ask like just a few questions from you, like that would be amazing. Like, I just want to learn from you. I know that you were probably in my shoes at one time. And he's like, you'd be surprised, the people at the top want to help other people. So whether you're emailing their team or their marketing team or whoever it is, he's like, do a learner's lunch with them, whether it's through email, in person is great, or Zoom, it doesn't matter. He's like, and ask them questions like, who do you know that I should know? What are your favorite books is one of them, like a bunch of different questions. And I feel like asking the right people the right questions and just getting started is the way you start. messy action. You are not going to know what the hell you're doing when you start. So you just got to throw yourself in and learn as you go and earn as you go. It's not going to be like you start and that month you're going to make $7 million. It just doesn't happen that way. So it's just get prepared to put in some sacrifices, time, work, blood, sweat, and tears, and that's really it. That's my best advice.
Yeah, I literally, same advice. I would say just do it. Like I say this all the time. I'm like, just do it. It doesn't matter who else is doing it. It doesn't matter who else has the same bikini line, sunglasses. Like it literally doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I say it all the time, like no one is you and that's your power, I can't do things like Krista or Liv even if I wanted to, and vice versa. And that's what makes us all so unique, and that's what makes all of our businesses so unique, is that it's us, and we put like our own little spice into it, right?
And we all have value to add.
Exactly.
Please excuse Cooper. He's having a little bit of a needy day today. So there's two pieces of advice that they're presenting here, okay? The first one is to just do it, just jump in. And the second one is a learner's lunch. Let's start with the idea of like just doing it first. We hear this from people in MLMs all the time. Just do it, just jump in. You're never gonna feel ready. Learn as you go, which honestly I think can be applied to a lot of things in life. To an extent, I feel like if there's something that you really want in your life, it's a good idea to kind of test the waters, dip your toes in a little bit. But that's not the narrative in MLMs, okay? The narrative in MLMs is just jump in. Do a freaking cannonball. Go full force. Don't think, just do. And I don't necessarily agree with that approach, especially when it comes to a network marketing style business. This is absolutely something that requires at least some consideration, because you are going to be investing money and you're committing yourself to making this a part of your life. But of course, the reason that people are encouraged to just jump in without thinking about it or without doing their research first is because if they did do their research, they wouldn't join. And I guess I should add the caveat of most people wouldn't join. I firmly believe that if someone truly took the time to read Monat's policies and procedures, read the fine print, if they truly understood how the compensation plan works, and if they were made aware that 94% of people in this company don't make as much money back as they have invested, all of that considered, most people wouldn't sign up. And the next thing they mentioned was doing something like a learner's lunch, which I'll be honest, I don't hate it. I don't hate that idea. I think that actually is a pretty good idea. Okay, networking and talking to people who are in a position that you want to be in and picking their brain and talking to them and questioning them, that could be really beneficial for a lot of things. However, there's always a however. This idea of a learner's lunch can't really work in multi-level marketing the same way that it could work in other industries. Because think about it, the people at the top, the people who are in the position that you presumably want to be in, they can answer all the questions in the world and they can talk until they're blue in the face about the steps they took to get to that position. But that does not mean that what they have to say or the advice that they have to give is replicable. Finding success in a multi-level marketing company is mostly about timing. So let's say that today I decide I want to be at the top of Monat. That is my goal. And I ask these women to do a learner's lunch with me so that I can ask them tons of questions about their experience getting to the top. I would imagine that whatever secrets they have to share and whatever steps to success that they're going to share with me cannot apply to me as easily today as it did for them several years ago. They have the advantage of time on their side. They started building this business when Monat wasn't as well known. And I'm not talking about it as if it was like eons ago. Okay, even a year ago, Monat was not as well known as it is today. So they're building this business in a time where a lot of people don't quite know about it, during a time when there aren't hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos about how damaging Monat is, during a time where not as many people were aware of the dangers of the multi-level marketing industry. The more years that pass, the more people that know about Monat, the more people that are recruited and then leave, the less and less lucrative this opportunity becomes. The strategies for how to be successful in multi-level marketing are shifting all the time. And the strategies that these girls used a couple years ago to get to the top might not work for people who join today. People who join MLMs today have an uphill climb, and that climb is going to be far, far steeper than it was for the people who joined a few years ago.
And also at that is like, you're never going to be ready to do anything. When you're a first time mom, you're not ready to be a mom. When you go to that job, you weren't ready for that job. They thought you had the skills you needed, and then you go into the job and you're like, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing, right? But as the time goes on, you get better. And it's the same thing in a business, except that you don't have anyone on your back telling you have to keep going, you have to keep going. The only person that is telling you to keep going is yourself. And I feel like that's why, some people succeed and others don't, because a lot of people don't have the drive. I'm like, what is the word I'm looking for? Don't have the drive to keep going and, you know, stay motivated or continue pushing when no one else is telling them to do so.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
And
this,
you have to keep working even when no one's clapping for you too, which is a big
yep,
thing. Because there's going to be many moments of that, my friend.
a lot. And hey, your close circle is not going to clap for you until strangers start to clap for you. So keep doing your thing even when no one's watching, like
Yeah,
Krista
I
said.
expect that.
Yep. I really, really like this question. And it is, what was the moment that made you realize you wanted to be your own boss?
Do you want to answer that one?
Ooh, I'll go. Okay. I'm
I'll
going to
answer
tell you right
after.
now. I used to quit all my jobs. I'm like the queen of quitting jobs. Thank God I don't have one. Because I would literally quit my jobs like this. And my mom was like, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, you make such good money at this job. Your hours are so good. And like, you're still quitting. And I'm like, Mom, I like to travel. And like, if they're not going to set my vacation days, like, I'm going to quit. And I found myself just doing that over and over again to the point that I was like, I cannot, like, this cannot be my life. Because every time I would quit a job to go on vacation, I would come back, get a new job, a higher paying job, and the same thing. Still miserable, still didn't like it. So I was like, okay, I cannot keep doing this. Like, I need to figure out a way that I can be my own boss and I can make the kind of money that's going to allow me to live the life that I want. And blessed enough, this came along and here we are.
For me, when did I realize? I feel like at a very young age. I've just always been someone that questioned not necessarily authority, but just like what people were I mean, I was, but that's not it was you know, it was more like I was questioning like what people were telling you should be doing. And if it didn't feel right to me, like I was like, this just, I don't need to be like everybody else. If everybody else is doing that, I don't want to do that. So I think from a really young age, like I was 17, 18 in high school, and I had OJT. It was on the job training. So I left school early after second period, and I went to work. So I was a freaking Hooters waitress, my first job ever, but I was 17 making like $300 a shift. Like I was always a hustler, and I was not about this like basic, you know, mediocre shit. Like I just wasn't about it. So, you know, what everybody else was doing, I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I have way bigger, I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, whenever, you know? So
Okay, so I kind of perked up when she was like, I was 17 years old and I worked as a Hooters waitress for my high school on-the-job training program. And I looked it up, and surprise, surprise, even according to the Hooters website itself, you have to be at least 18 years old to be a server there. And who knows, maybe she misspoke, maybe she's not remembering correctly, maybe she's just blatantly lying, who knows. But regardless, the point in her even bringing up that anecdote at all is to somehow prove that she was like a hustler from a really young age and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, but lots of high schoolers have part-time jobs. That's not special. That doesn't make you like more of a hustler than somebody else. I just kind of have like this pit in my stomach that we're catching her in a lie or something, because I'm about 99% sure that she did not get special approval from both her high school on-the-job training program and the Hooters location to be able to work there part-time as a 17-year-old. And maybe I'm making too much of this, maybe I'm reaching, maybe I'm not like getting all the facts straight in her story or something, but it just kind of feels like if she's willing to lie, potentially, to glorify her high school hustle as a teenager, who's to say that she's not bending the truth now and glorifying her hustle and her success in Monat as an adult? That was just something that caught my attention. I don't know, just food for thought.
I feel like I always was kind of questioning what the norm was doing, and I think that should be the trend, like rejecting normal, because normal, you guys, is living paycheck to paycheck, struggling, waiting for a stimulus check to spend it all in 5 seconds, or spend it all on stupid shit that's not going to give you money back, or you know, working for a year for a $2 raise if you're lucky, getting 7 days of vacation a year. I mean, guys, in Europe, that's not how it is. They get like a 2-hour lunch break every single day.
Crazy.
They get months and months and months of vacation. Like that's, if anything, I feel like that's how it should be. But I'd rather even pick what we do now. Like I can work from vacation and make money. So the norm never really interested me. So I feel like that's, you know, from a very young age, I was like, I want to do it how I want to do it, and I'm just going to figure out a way to make that happen.
I also knew I wasn't normal. Like,
Yeah.
what is normal? Like, why do you want to be normal? Like, why do you want to fit in when you can stand out, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the only way to amount to nothing is to like do nothing, stand for nothing, stay in the same lane as everybody else. Like, you know, for me, what's scary is the norm, like struggling and
Yeah.
all that, and being broke and all that, and not having enough in my account for a $500 emergency, which unfortunately is a lot of people's
Don't have.
narrative. So, you know, that just was not for me.
There's such a superiority complex here that I cannot stand. It's this idea of I'm better than you, I'm not gonna be normal like you, I don't wanna be average like you, I deserve more than you, I'm going to outwork you. Like, all of that is really unappealing to me. It's perfectly okay to want to like go off the beaten path and do your own thing and want to be different, but you can do all of those things without looking down upon other people for being normal or average. Just indulge me for a second, okay? Here is how I feel, and I recognize that not everybody feels this way, and that's perfectly okay. But the older I get, the more I crave a simple life. I swear to you, when I was a teenager, I thought I was gonna be a freaking Kardashian, okay? All I wanted was to be rich and famous and successful and live a glamorous life in a massive house. Then I went off to college, and I had this track to be a business major because I wanted to be rich somehow. I wanted to have my own business of some kind, but I had no ideas. And 2 years into a business major, I was like, this sucks. This is really terrible. This is so boring. I am not fulfilled doing this. And it was that realization for me that I would so much rather do something that I am happy and fulfilled in doing and make a little bit less money, because money is not going to make me happy in the end. So I changed my major, I went into education, which is what I wanted all along, deep down. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a teacher, but teachers get paid absolutely nothing in this country. It really is insulting. But I would much rather take that career path, doing something that I love doing for less money, than doing something just because I would make more money. So in my undergrad, I was a full-time student. I was on the college dance team. I had an internship. I had a job all at the same time. I took a lot of pride in being successful at lots of different things and being a hustler and being busy constantly. Then I graduated. I immediately jumped into my master's degree, and then I got married and we moved across the country 2 times, and my life is just crazy. And at this point in my life, all I am craving is simplicity, normalcy. There is nothing I want more than to make some money doing what I love, having a family, living in a quaint, inviting, warm, cozy home, and living in such a way that I am grateful for what I have and I'm not constantly desiring more and more and more. Happiness and fulfillment look so different to me today than they even did a few years ago. And I'm actually at a place in my life where I can just like breathe a little bit, and I can recognize what's important to me, where my values lie. So not to completely derail us here, sorry about that, but I'm bringing all this up to say that not every person wants to live this life of like grinding and hustling and being a business owner and a boss babe who is so busy that they have to work on their vacations and monetize every aspect of their life and every relationship that they have. Some people, like myself, would much rather have a slow, simple life where there's a good balance between work and rest. There is a lot of happiness to be found in going to a job that you love, coming home in the evenings, having your evenings and weekends free, going on vacations with your paid time off, getting healthcare benefits. And within that, within this idea of a traditional job, there's a lot of value there that a lot of people are really grateful for. And I don't think that that should be looked down on as being the inferior path of life. If you want to be a business owner and you like working all the time and you like being your own boss, that's amazing. That's not what being in an MLM is, but if you actually are a business owner, that's amazing. But let's get off the high horse. Let's stop looking down on people for having a different path than you. There are endless ways to be happy and successful in your life, and just because your path looks different than this person's path does not make you better than them.
Oh, this is a really good question in the comments. What advice would you give to someone on the fence about this?
About network marketing?
Yeah.
Whew, girl, let me tell you. If you're on the fence about this, I would say do your research, but don't take your advice from people who aren't where you want to be. Be very careful on who you're absorbing information from, because there was, you know, the 2 best decisions I ever made in my life was starting my own business, my swim line, and not, you know, quitting my jobs that I went to school for and got 2 degrees for. and starting my own thing. And then my other best decision by far, hands down, number one was Monat. And with both of them, people told me I was crazy. Only the girls that started in the beginning make it. Like, I'm out of my mind for even trying. It's a joke. It's a pyramid scheme. You're not going to make money. It's a scam. You know, the people on top of you are the only ones that make money. And I am so... Can you imagine if we would have listened to that?
I can't.
You know, I honestly, for real, you guys, like, my life would be in a very different spot. Like, I'm honestly, like, concerned for myself just thinking about where I would be. I was not in a good spot. Like,
so what I'm hearing is do your research, but only listen to the pro MLM sources and ignore anybody close to you that's telling you this might not be a good idea. Got it. Great. I'm literally taking a video of what Zeke is doing right now. We got a new mattress. So our old mattress is temporarily being stored in here, and whenever I let Zeke in the room, he just scales the side of it. You are so distracting.
you know, things look great on Instagram and everyone, you know, puts their life in a pretty little box and wraps it up. But the reality of my situation was I was so lost. And I didn't even know why I was so lost. Like, I was like, I thought that I'm following a passion of mine, which is designing swimwear and starting my own business. Like, why do I still feel this way?
Yep.
And it was because I was making no impact. I was not helping anybody else. I was not doing anything that was really making me grow and forcing other people to level up.
Same.
So, I mean, it's crazy because if you're on the fence for this, like, I would just say, look at the girls that are winning. You know,
Yeah.
not everybody can win, but there's a lot of girls winning in network marketing.
And guys.
And guys.
Okay, this is ridiculous. She's literally saying not everyone can win in network marketing. In fact, the chance is minuscule, but you should still only listen to the people at the top. Don't pay attention to the massive amounts of people at the bottom who lose money. Don't listen to the people that report negative experiences. Okay, just look here. Look at me. I'm the one succeeding, therefore I'm the only one you should listen to, okay? Got it?
And, you know, why not you? Like, at least give yourself the shot. You know what I'm saying? It's being a boss is not for anybody, but I'm going to tell you right now, you could learn any skill. There is no cap on growth. I say that all the time because I've learned it firsthand. I was not the prettiest, the smartest, the best at content. You know, I didn't know anything when I started. So I just wanted it. I wanted it more than anybody else. So if you're on the fence, ask yourself, are you a hustler? Are you coachable? Do you want to change your situation? And how bad do you want to change it? And if you really do, like, are you willing to just jump in and put the work in? Give yourself a shot, because in a year and a half, you could be like me or like her and, you know, on your way to making $1 million. So
100%. I literally can relate to that so much because I feel like I've never been the type of person to be on the fence about things because I either do it or I don't.
Right. If we do it 100%.
Exactly. So to me, it was like when I saw you, I was like, wait, she's living her best life, earning at that time you were making like 5 figures. I was like, she has her car. She just moved into her pen. I'm like, what? She's living in a condo, living this lavish life. I'm like, if she can do it, why can't I? And that's literally how I made my decision. I didn't listen to anybody. I didn't listen to any negativity. I was like, I am not going to buy into the opinions of people that are not where I want to be.
Exactly.
Therefore, I am going to look at the people that are where I want to be. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to duplicate their success because then I'm going to get there. And that's exactly how I've been able to get my success. And I'm not even halfway done. She's not even halfway done.
We're just getting started, baby.
But I would just say, just do it. And definitely, like Krista said, don't listen to people that are not where you want to be. And like, I literally
You have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
She really just said, you have nothing to lose. I mean, the cheapest Monat product pack is $199, and when you consider the fact that 94% of people in Monat only made an average of $161 a year, that actually means you've got some money to lose, okay? You will probably lose money if you join Monat.
And in network marketing, there's no commitment. Like, you are your own boss. You work on your time. You do as much or as little as you want, obviously, depending what company you choose to join with. But what company we're a part of, it's literally ultimate freedom. There's no commitment. You literally do what you want to do, and you have all the help that you need to get there. Unlike any other business where you pretty much have to Google your way through everything like we had to do with our other business. Plus, the thing about it is that you have to understand, guys, If you are not where you want to be, A, why are you chilling so much? And B, why are you not trying different things to get you there, right? Like I say all the time, in order to get to places you've never been, you have to be willing to do things you've never done. So of course, for me, I had never in my life done network marketing, but I said, hey, A, I'm not fulfilled with what I'm doing at my job. The money is not amazing. I know I could be doing more. I didn't want to clock in and clock out and trade my time for money. And like Krista said, I didn't feel like I was making an impact. An impact on who? My hotel guest? Like I wasn't really helping anybody else. So I figured if I could help other people along the way, not just with their personal growth, but with their mindset, just with everything overall, feel good, look good, everything, and make an extra income, I was like, I want to do that. I want to see what feeling I get out of that. And that is really the best feeling ever, to help other people grow.
Do you think that having a savior complex is like the only way that people in MLMs don't feel terrible about what they're doing? Like the entire industry is solely about stepping on other people to get to the top, and I don't know how these people sleep at night, knowing that they are making money at the expense of people below them that are losing money. Option A, they genuinely don't understand how multi-level marketing compensation plans work, and they actually don't realize that what they're doing is wrong. Or option B, those feelings of guilt are just something that they kind of repress, and they justify it by convincing themselves that what they're doing is actually helping other people, and that they are providing people with a life-changing opportunity, and that they are doing meaningful work. It just comes across as like a massive savior complex. Like, I do what I do because I help people and I'm changing lives. And you just have to wonder if they genuinely believe that, right? Or if that's just some kind of like justification for what they're doing.
What are the other questions up in here?
Okay, so we have...
How do you build the confidence to meet new people and introduce your business/services, products to them?
So, I mean, I feel like it's just talking to people, you guys. Network marketing, first of all, you start with the network you already have. So that's that. You start with we call it warm and hot market, and you start with that. You know what I mean? So that's your closest friends and family, your acquaintances, the people you work with at your jobs, etc. Like, guys, I wrote, we have this thing that we send in our chats. It's like, who you know. And
you know everybody.
You will be, if you're in our business, you've been alive for at least 18 years of life. So you've met quite a few people, you know what I mean? Like, these are, you have to understand that when you have something that changed your life, changed so many people's life, you're offering a gift. So for me, it's really easy to offer that to anybody because I feel like it's a golden ticket.
Yep.
And not only that, but for people that I know, have known, acquaintances, like, it's just a conversation. It's nothing really crazy. Like, people who overcomplicate this, it's all in your head. It's the way you're thinking of it. So we all know a million people. We all already wash our hair and our face. We already social sell. That's what we do. Any network marketing company, whatever you join, like, there's a million people already doing it for free.
Yep.
So, you might as well figure out a way to make money off of it. But there was another question.
They're telling us what we already know, which is when you join an MLM, you're going to be encouraged to make lists of every person you have ever met in your entire life. And you're going to be expected to pitch to them, whether that's the products or the business opportunity. This strategy in and of itself trains you to look at everybody in your life as an opportunity. You now see everybody as a potential recruit. You see everybody as dollar signs in a way that you have not previously looked at these people. And that's what drives wedges in relationships when you join an MLM. Let me tell you, I got married a few months ago. We had our wedding in August, and it's a challenge. If you've ever hosted a wedding before, it's a challenge to rack your brain and try and remember everybody that should be invited to something like that. So I currently have a pretty up-to-date list of my warm and hot market, and in preparation for this video, I looked through it, and I can genuinely tell you with full confidence that not one single person would be interested in joining my Monat business if I had one. Maybe I could get my mom to make a sympathy buy or something, but really, like, there was nobody on that list that I would feel like, yeah, actually, they would sign up for this and they would work the business. But let's say you've already embarrassed yourself by reaching out to distant friends and family and people from high school and begging them to buy stuff from you. And surprise, surprise, they all say no. So now you have extinguished your warm and hot markets and you have to expand into your cold market, which is where the term cold cold messaging comes from, and this is where you pitch to literal strangers in an attempt to make some money off of them. And this is the exact stereotype that has given MLMs such a bad reputation. It's the hey hun messages and the cringy, like, you would be great at what I do, that gives multi-level marketing this reputation of desperation that nobody wants to be a part of. And I will admit that in recent months, I've seen a lot of posts and reels from people in MLMs who are encouraging other people to stop cold messaging. Even the Huns themselves are like, you know what, this is kind of cringy. I think we should probably get away from cold messaging, which is a good thing, but now we have to see what they're going to come up with next, right? And actually, just kind of circling back, that proves an earlier point that I was making, that the tactics that were being used in previous years are starting to not work anymore. So again, the things that maybe got these people to the top, cold messaging, reaching out to strangers, building a huge team, that's not gonna fly today, okay? People don't tolerate that today as they once did. So I really can't wait to see what the new strategies are gonna be.
I want to add to your answer to that. Also, like, I don't feel like you need necessarily the confidence to do it if you're already confident in what you're doing. Why? Because if you already know that, whether it's the product, whether it's the service, whether it's whatever business it is that you're doing, if you already know that that has had an impact on you and it has helped you grow, why would you not want to offer that golden ticket to someone else? For me, I would like tell this opportunity to anybody, to whoever I meet.
I'm never gonna stop, because
like
the life-changing shit that's happened in my life, I mean, come on,
same.
man. I would be selfish to not offer that to people. Like, real shit, like, honestly.
Exactly.
No, you're not sharing this opportunity out of the goodness of your heart and because you want to help people. You're only doing it because that's what pays you. And of course, you're never going to stop shouting it from the rooftops, because if you did, your cash flow would be cut off.
A lot of the same questions. This is like very Monat based. So, but this is like, do you guys ever address the lawsuits against Monat? Of course we do.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite thing to talk about. So I don't know if you want me to take this one, because I'll go in.
Oh my God. Okay. Wait, you start, I'll finish.
Just a heads up that if you watched my MLM Top Fails 17 video, what they're about to say is a complete regurgitation of exactly what they said in that video. And I'm not kidding, okay? It's nearly word for word, which is very fascinating because it seems like it's down to a script at this point.
Okay, so I want, for anyone that's on here that doesn't know what Monat is, we disrupted an industry. We're only 6 years old. It's a $1 billion company. So with that being said, every single $1 billion company in the world, you can't show me one. Literally, I dare you to find one. Find a $1 billion company. Find a $1 billion company that hasn't been sued. It's literally impossible. And there's actually full-blown law firms. If you know anyone that's a lawyer, you can fact check me. Please do. There's full-blown law firms that are, you know, there for you to for like, their whole goal is to find people to sue a $1 billion company that's on the come up. $1 million company, you know, any company that's on the come up that maybe they were once a part of, they bought products from. For example, I said this on one of my lives the other day. I used to use, I'm not going to say the name, but I used to use this eyelash mascara, and their whole selling point was, you know, the mascara attached fibers to your lashes. And it really did. And it honestly worked freaking amazing. It was like my favorite mascara ever before I got lashes. 6 years later, 6 years, some law firm is literally emailing me. I have no idea how they got my email list. Have no idea. Maybe somebody in the company, maybe someone that I signed up with and bought it from, I have no idea, you know, gave them my email. I don't know. But they're like, just so you know, this person is suing so-and-so brand for this many $1 million, and she could win this many $1 million. So if you'd like to participate in this lawsuit, we see that you've bought from them before, please let us know. I was like, no, because I'm not a troll. But what you guys have to understand about the world we live in is people want a piece of the pie. Yep. You know, McDonald's, the best-selling fast food chain in the world. That you
mostly all of you eat.
World known, okay? They've had 1 billion lawsuits. One of them that blows my mind is somebody went through the drive-thru, ordered coffee, and spilled it on themselves and complained that the coffee was too hot. And what did McDonald's do? Just like most billion-dollar companies, they settled and gave that person a couple $1 million. That's what most billion-dollar companies do. But Monat understands how detrimental that would be to our brand and our name. So what do? They spend thousands of dollars fighting it. They're not going to settle.
I said this in my last video, but I'll say it again. There was an elderly woman. Her name was Stella Liebeck. She went through the drive-thru at McDonald's. She was the passenger in a car. That car pulled into a parking space in the McDonald's parking lot so that she could take the lid off of her coffee to put in creamer and sugar. When she did that, the coffee splashed all over her and it gave her third-degree burns on her inner thighs. She had to undergo a skin grafting surgery where they take pieces of skin from other parts of your body and they plaster it on the burns. This was something that had a really big impact on her health. And unlike this girl's trying to say, McDonald's did not settle. In fact, initially, Stella Liebeck was like, hey, let's settle $20,000, okay? You give me $20,000, that's just gonna cover the cost of my medical expenses, we can be done with this. And McDonald's said, no thanks, let's go to court, see you there. And at trial, a jury found McDonald's guilty and they awarded Stella Liebeck $3 million instead. So McDonald's didn't settle, okay? They lost. But Monat settles because they know that if they did go to court, they would lose, in my opinion. Monat just settled last year, okay? They just settled for $25,000 and they agreed to not make certain misleading claims to avoid being looked into further. They didn't fight that, they backed down and settled. Again, she's making up her own facts to fit her narrative and it is so frustrating.
Because honestly, the people that are saying their hair has fallen out, I mean, guys, why the hell would I have my entire family, would these women on my team have their kids using it? Like, where's the hair?
Why would I use it?
Let me know. Why would I put that on my own? It literally makes no sense. Like, I don't love the products because I sell them. I sell them because I love them. Yeah.
Same.
Like, I mean, honestly, it's crazy to me. So the statistics, I mean, listen, facts are not feelings. I mean, feelings are not facts. And, I can sue you right now for
emotional distress.
Anything I want. I could literally say you burnt my car. You burnt my car to the ground. It's a complete and total lie. You're like, I don't even know you. I could file that lawsuit against you just because. And it doesn't make it true at all. A lawsuit does not mean facts, okay? And the facts are, let's look at the facts. Let's look at the numbers.
Let's look at the facts.
That's what I like to do because I'm a numbers person, right? Show me the numbers. Show me the facts. Because I know how people are. Come on, guys. There's people that are on these celebrities pages, these trolls writing. I'm like, these people don't even know you exist. And this is how people spend their time. So you have to understand that there's people out there that are very much so trying to get a piece of clout. Yeah, trying to get clout, trying to get whatever it may be. There's different reasons, but it's all nonsense. It all falls in the garbage nonsense category. So, let's look at the facts. I mean, Monat's a $1 billion company in 6 years.
It took Apple 26 years to do that.
No other company, especially no other network marketing company has done that. Network marketing makes more millionaires than any other industry.
For someone who loves facts, she sure does lie a lot. The industry of network marketing does not make the most millionaires. The industry of finance and investments, that's what makes the most millionaires. And that's according to Forbes, okay? Because I like to cite my sources and not spew nonsensical garbage that I come up with in my own head.
Rappers, music industry,
NFL,
athletes, you name it. Okay, self-made millionaires are being made every single day. And I'm going to tell you the real numbers. There's 800 different people who have opened a lawsuit against Monat for their hair falling out. You want to know how many have been won? Nothing. None. Not one.
Zero.
Nothing.
That's because Monat settles.
So I think that says a lot because, guys, shampoo does not make your hair fall out.
If you use Head and Shoulders and your hair didn't fall out, best believe it's not going to fall out with anything else. But nonetheless, you want to know what the hype is about, how our hair looks so amazing, how our skin looks this glowy, you can definitely DM us and we can chat some more. We wanted to keep this under 30 minutes, so we have about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, so let's see.
I have a really good question. Oh, my phone just died. But
no.
the question was, wait, I think someone asked the same question on here. I saw Sanaya ask that question. Where did it go? How do you do your business and personal life? So how do you manage your business and personal life?
Whoo, girl, you know we can answer this one real easy. You want to answer it?
I'm
And
like,
then I'll go after you?
for me, like my business fits my life. So I don't have to stop doing one or the other. I work hard enough that if I need to take a day off, if I need to take a few hours off, which I never really do because all on this phone 24/7. So me working my business requires me using my phone, which I already do all day long. So I necessarily don't ever have to stop working my business. If I need to, be off my phone because I'm getting a massage, I'm at the spa, I'm doing my nails, that's completely fine. Why? Because I work for myself. I can do that. I can take time off. So I don't necessarily feel like I distinguish one from the other because my business fits perfectly into my lifestyle because exactly. It's like, it's a lifestyle. I don't think of it like my personal and my business. I think of it like it's all a lifestyle.
Yeah. And also, like, for me, we both have the network marketing business that we work for, and then we both have our own business as well, and obviously our own personal life. So for me, honestly, I mean, planning is this business. Oh my God, man. I am
it will teach you.
The least organized person. I was not good at planning. I mean, if I don't even know, well, my planner's over there, but if I showed you my planner, you guys would be like, that's not even a normal functioning human's planner. It is like I have to the hour of every single day. I wake up at 6 in the morning and I don't go to bed till 12, 1, maybe even 2 sometimes. Like, it's every hour is allocated for it. I'm not wasting any time on things that don't add value to my life. I cut them all out.
Same.
And had hyper laser focus on like what mattered to me. But does that mean I don't have a personal life? No. So like I schedule it and plan it in, For me, like I say this on our team calls all the time. I'm like, if I get what I wanted to get done and all my goals are done and I did everything I needed to do, then I reward myself by having some me time, going to a spa or, maybe going on a date night with my man or like whatever it may be. But whatever your pick your poison, whatever that is for you. But that's how I do it. Like I'm, like you said, why are you chilling so much if you're not where you want to be? For a year of my life, I'm going to be very honest with you. I was working so many jobs with, what I used to do in hospitality. And then I had my swim line and I was trying to build this business in Monat. It never would have gotten to a multi-million-dollar business that it is now. If I wasn't making sacrifices. So it's like, are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of your personal life so then you don't
you can be years ahead?
Right. So then you don't have to sacrifice what you want to do later on for the rest of your life. Like normal, life kind of goes. That's the storyline, right? So for me, I'm like, listen, if I get my shit done, work hard, play harder, right? But if I don't get my shit done, there is no shot that I'm chilling.
There's nothing to celebrate if you don't need to celebrate.
Well, what are we? Yeah, like what are we celebrating about? What are we chilling so much for? There's nothing to celebrate. So, I think it's discipline. It's discipline and it's planning, and like that's really it. And yes, there's a balance to everything, and I understand that. But if my goals aren't met, then I'm not gonna be celebrating or having much of a personal life. And I didn't for a year. Like I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed sleep. I sacrificed my lunch break at my other jobs. I sacrificed, so much. Weekends, birthdays, New Year's, partying. Like I was in the trenches, my friend. And if you want to be a millionaire, you can. Anybody can. But like, how bad do you really want it? You're going to have to sacrifice something.
Sacrifice for what you want. So what you want doesn't become the sacrifice.
Exactly.
All of this feels very, very unhealthy from my perspective. They're literally telling you that if you want to be successful in network marketing, you're going to have to sacrifice your sleep, your time, your relationships, and potentially even your health and well-being for at least some length of time if you're going to make it. And personally, I don't think working hard towards a goal that you want is a bad thing, but you have to remember what we're talking about here. We're talking about a business where all you do is recruit people and sell product. Everything else, from the packaging, the formulations, the marketing, the shipment, the customer service is done for you. So what on earth are you spending all your time hustling on? Do you cold message for 10 hours a day? Do you sit on team calls 7 days a week? Like, what are you even doing? And you know what? This is probably exactly where the fake influencer dynamic comes in. Because on top of recruiting and on top of selling product, you're also encouraged to build up your social media platforms. So you're gonna have to be posting more often. You're gonna have to be going live X number of times a week. You're gonna have to be spending more time creating reels. You're gonna need to be reading all these self-help and personal development books and being a part of all these group chats and team calls. But those things in themselves are not necessarily money-making activities. You don't make money for posting on social media. You don't make money for the time you sit on team calls. You don't make money for reading all these books. It's not like you're spending 8 hours a day onboarding people onto your team and packaging and shipping out product and stuff like that. I would imagine that these girls spend a lot of unpaid time playing influencer. But in the end, they're still in an MLM, and it's still going to be nearly impossible for them to make money, no matter how busy they make themselves with all these meaningless little tasks. I also interrupt this program to say that it's getting actually dark outside, like the sun is going down. I've never filmed when it was dark outside before. I always film first thing in the morning. So if the lighting looks abnormal to you, I apologize. That's probably why.
How did you pick this specific business instead of all the other ones? That was like so easy. Like, it was like a no-brainer for me. I'm looking for good products. I urgently needed them. My hair was trash. My skin was trash. I was broke. I'm like, okay, good vegan products that I need and that I'm going to buy already. Why not be able to make an extra couple $100s? That's what I thought at first. Off of these products, if I'm already going to use them. I'm the type of person that I share everything for free anyways. If I love the service, if I love the product.
For years.
I still do it. My nail tech, like, I'm like, oh my God, look at these nails. My lashes, like my eyebrow girl, like I share everything and more, you know, whatever I like, I share it for free. So I figured if I'm going to be using these products, which I've seen so many people get amazing results, why not me, A, and B, why not get paid for the things I'm already doing? So I wanted something that I didn't have to change who I was and that allowed me to be fully me. So that's how I picked this out of everything else.
I can tell you how I did.
Guys, this is Liv.
Hi.
Everyone thinks we're sisters, which is so fun.
So, I mean, I've never done any kind of marketing like this. I've never done a business like this, but I feel like if we're
Liv's a paramedic.
I'm a paramedic.
Or was.
I was a full-time paramedic. So just a little backstory about me. I was a full-time paramedic. I worked at now I'm in complete control of my schedule, and I work at the hospital as I want. I mean, the last year has been super stressful, but I've been in the trenches. I've been working my ass off, and I actually love going and working as a paramedic more now because I don't have to rely on the paycheck. But that's a completely different question. So I feel like the reason that I chose this is because, I mean, some people are different, and I look at the facts. And some people aren't like that. So ultimately, I mean, like, there are a lot of business models like this. And I mean, no one can touch like our specific compensation plan and like what we offer. Ours is completely modernized. We're with the times.
Yes.
But what
We're
I
with
will
the
say
times.
with the times. But what I will say is the reason that I chose this one is because if you look at the facts, I mean, name a company in the industry that you know has a 1% return rate. First of all, if we're gonna talk numbers, which I know a lot of people don't, but let's just talk about visual people, right? Like me. If I'm gonna talk numbers and it's a 1% return rate, that means that out of 200 people that try this product, 199 people love it. And what company can you say that about?
It's a consumable product.
It's a consumable product, meaning that as soon as someone runs out, that means they're gonna have to reorder.
Yep.
So it's residual income, and if you don't know where residual income is, then you need to be educated in 2021. But ultimately, what really drew me was I was like, first of all, okay, I don't know any product that has a 1% return rate, okay, first of all. So out of 200 people, 199 people love it. All right, bet. So 199 people love it.
I
right?
love Liv. Liv wasn't even supposed to be on this call, and she's like, let me tell you why I joined. I love it. It's Passion, baby.
Secondly,
I think her math is wrong. 1% just means 1 out of 100, not 1 out of 200, but okay. Let's look at the facts, right? In the last video that I reacted to from these girls, I swear their catchphrase was, make it make sense. They said that so many times throughout that whole call. And a lot of you guys in the comments were like, if she says, make it make sense one more time. That's exactly how I feel about let's look at the facts in this video. It's so condescending, and nothing bothers me more about these videos than when somebody speaks down to you as if they're the expert, but they actually have no idea what they're talking about. And do you want to know why Monat has a 1% return rate? It's because they make it super difficult to return the products. There are all kinds of hoops that you have to jump through if you want to return the things you bought from Monat. First, you have to call customer service and they have to give you like a special code. It's called a return authorization number. Then you have to package it all up. You have to drive yourself down to the post office and you have to pay to ship it back. And the return stipulations are all different depending on what kind of customer you are. So depending if you're a VIP customer or not, the process looks a little bit different and the amount of money you get back is a little bit different. Sometimes the refund is even dependent on how much of the product you have used and the time frame in which you're returning it, and if the product arrives back at the warehouse in pristine condition or not. It is an absolute mess. There are so many loopholes to it. And you know what? I would bet that a lot of people think it's just easier to eat the loss, throw the products in the garbage can, be out a couple $100s than it is to try and go through the hassle of returning it. That's why the return rate is so low. It's not low because everybody loves the products and doesn't want to return them. It's so low because they make it incredibly difficult to return them.
in any industry, let's just say by default, if you're someone who's into stocks, if you're someone who likes to invest, by default, if you invest into a proper company, you grow by default because they skyrocket, right? It's momentum, and we are in momentum. So in any multi-level marketing industry, you want to, first of all, make sure that they're not brand new and they've been in the industry for at least over 3 years. And the years that you want to get in is anywhere between years 3 and 7. And we are in momentum, baby. So by default, just by joining now, just by joining the wave, you grow by default as long as you are 100% committed.
It's ground level.
Exactly, it's ground level. Everyone has a ground level opportunity. So I'm not any different than you. You are not any different from Krista or Stacy. We all have an equal ground level opportunity to grow with a business that's in momentum.
They've got me all kinds of confused because in the industry of network marketing, the earlier you get in, the better. So why would you want to wait until year 3 to join the MLM? Think of all the OG MLMs that nobody wants to join anymore because they're super dated and they have bad reputations, okay? Avon, Mary Kay, Herbalife. The older these companies get and the more and more information that's released and the more and more people who have joined and failed and dropped out, the worse the business opportunity becomes because now more and more people know about them and nobody wants to join. The best time to get into an MLM is when people don't know that it's an MLM yet. The best time to join Monat was several years ago when nobody knew what the heck it was. So I don't agree that Monat is in momentum right now. I actually think the complete opposite. I think that Monat is scrambling. Why else would they be having flash sales every Friday? Why would they be launching into product markets like wellness when that has absolutely nothing to do with their foundation of being a hair care brand? Why else would they be expanding into different countries where they can suck people in because they don't know about the company yet? These are all signs of a struggling company who's just grasping at straws to try and keep people buying the product and keep people interested and keep people joining. I know that the company frames it as we're in momentum. That's what they tell the reps, right? But in my opinion, it looks like the sweet spot to join this company specifically has come and gone, and now they're doing everything in their power to keep the interest up. But to people outside the company who are watching this happen, it looks like desperation, not like momentum.
And first of all, you want to pick a company of a product that you can stand behind. I've had results. My clients have had results. Honestly, there are going to be people who will complain about everything. And the reason that anyone complains about the lawsuits that we have is because we're in an industry that people don't really agree with. And we don't pay money to Google to hide our complaints like anyone else. You have to go digging into Pantene and Tresemme to find their lawsuits.
Have the illest lawsuits.
Listen, you guys are so quick to ask us, but what about the lawsuits? But what do you use? Have you looked at the lawsuits for
that
yours?
one, sis.
Ha, that was such a good one. Wow, Liv, you just mic drop.
They just what is it? Celebrity shot, just right in real quick. And she was like, I got some fire for y'all. I love it. But honestly, you guys, you know, I didn't know it was gonna be all about network marketing, but I think that a lot of people that are on here following us, they've seen our journey. You know, they've seen us start from little baby market partners, and now we're on our way to, you know, the top of the compensation plan where there's no cap, you know, becoming potentially $1 million earner in such a short amount of time. So I think any business, you can make magic happen with any business, but you have to start. You got to sacrifice. You got to beef your mindset up. You got to, you know what to expect. You have to prepare. You have to plan. It's the same for anything. It just so happens that, you know, in my opinion, if you join the right network marketing company, you're going to have a lot easier time and a lot lower startup cost
than any other business,
than anything else. And we can attest
to that. Someone asked, how's Bellatique? Bellatique is great. I'm actually rebranding right now. That's why I haven't been putting much out there about it, but there's a lot coming. So thanks to my other business that's allowed me to grow this business, which is one of the many blessings of having multiple streams of income. Exactly. My mom is so funny. She's on the line. So funny. Any other questions you guys might have? Someone did ask, how do you keep going how do you keep going in your business when you're going through things in your personal life?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
You have to compartmentalize. Yeah. You have to do that. So, you know, you can't call out of your job because you fought with your boyfriend, right? You can't, you know, be like, hey, I'm just having a really shitty day. Like, I don't feel like coming in. What's going to happen if you do that? You're going to get fired. So, I mean, to me, I treat any business, whether it was my swim line or network marketing, like a real business. And if you treat it like a real business, you're going to get real business paychecks. If you treat it like a hobby where you can be like, I'll just show up tomorrow, I'm tired, I had a hard day, or I'm going through a lot, I fought with my husband or my boyfriend, or me and my mom got in a fight, you know, you're never, every day you are going to have something happen that's not great. There's a lot of stuff that happens every day to all of us. It's real life, right? So it's honestly how you, your perspective on what's happening. There's always a lesson in everything, okay? You can always stay positive in any situation, find the positives, find the learning lessons in all of it, and don't focus on the bad. Focus on what you can control, which is your business, your income, you being positive, you moving forward, you making an impact. So you have to focus on what you can control. And, you know, like I said, with a traditional job, you can't call out because you're having a hard day. Or your personal life is going up in flames. Like, I can tell you the craziest stuff has happened to me and I still show up. And I think that's why, you know, we are where we are, because we don't let anything get in the way of our success. And, you know, honestly, when things are up in flames, it's good to have a distraction as well, I think.
But I thought that when you worked for yourself, you had the opportunity to take time off and deal with things in your personal life if they came up. This is so contradictory. One moment, they're like, you're your own boss and you can take time off whenever you want to. She even said, she's like, I take time off to go get massages and get my nails done all the time. And you don't have to ask permission from your boss. And then the next minute, she's like, you need to compartmentalize your issues and separate personal life from work life. And you need to continue to work your business through the hard times, or else you're not going to be successful. This is a perfect example of the double speak that goes on in MLMs, and it's a manipulation tactic. Double speak is this way of presenting the opportunity in two parallel ways that contradict each other. A couple of other really great examples are like, be your own boss, but also join my team. Or you have control over how much you sell, but also you need to sell this much if you want to rank up. Or our company has such a low startup cost, but also you need to spend money to make money, and you're going to need to try all the products, and you're going to have to spend money on product for yourself if you're going to sell it. And it's truly incredible how they can seamlessly transition from one narrative to another another within the same call. And that's just a testament to the brainwashing that goes on in MLMs, honestly. They probably don't even realize that they just told us two very, very contradictory things about their business. One being, I'm my own boss and I can do whatever I want. And the other side of that being, actually, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to treat this like you would any other job. Which one is it?
One of my girls, Sally, always tells me, your vision is always going to be tested for authenticity. So when things are about to go really high rocket for you, a lot of crazy things are going to happen, because God wants to know, are you worthy of this, or whoever your higher power
really want it?
Like, how much do you really want it? Like, are you going to keep pushing for this, or are you just going to give in? And also for me, like, I allow anything I'm going through in my personal life to fuel me to go harder. Like, I don't like my living situation. I'm arguing with my partner, whatever, anything that's happening, I take that and it fuels the life out of me to go harder, to change my situation, right? I don't become a victim of my circumstances. I take control. And like Krista said, I control the things that I can, and I do not dwell on the things that I cannot. So that's my advice to y'all.
Yeah,
I think
I think
we went a little bit over time, but I think these were some awesome questions that we answered for you guys, and I hope that they were helpful. Oh, if you don't change, nothing changes. That's my mother right there. I taught you well.
Bang, bang. Tell them, Mom. Tell them.
I love this so much. Thank you, Liv, for your special appearance. You are the bomb diggity. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. We are going to save this, so if you want to go back and listen to it, if something we said really hit home for you, make sure you write it down, share with someone that needs to hear it. And
comment, share, please.
Yes, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 p.m. Next Sunday, we have something even more exciting to come.
We have $1 million millionaires. I was going to say $1 million earners.
Let's just say that.
Millionaires are coming on, like big name people are coming on to add value the next 2 calls. So I can't wait for you guys to see who it is. Some might be in Monet, some aren't, and y'all are gonna get lots of value from it. So I'm excited.
Stay tuned, guys. Have a
And
happy Wednesday.
remember,
Stay bossy. Bye.
I guess I didn't realize that they went live twice a week at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. They do both live on the East Coast, so it's probably not that late for other people across the country that are watching the call, but still, where is the time freedom? Why are you up at 10 p.m. on a Sunday night working and going live on Instagram? No, thank you. I am long gone to dreamland by that point, and I like it that way. Just another example about how you never stop working, whatever that means for them. Apparently that means sacrificing their time for free to go live at 10 p.m. twice a week. But that is all that I have for you for this very, very long video. I personally like the long videos. I would love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I know it's kind of a mixed review, right? Some people like shorter videos, some people like the super long ones, because then you can just turn it on and like listen to it while you're doing other stuff. I'm trying to find a balance of doing short videos and longer videos, but if there's something that is overwhelmingly more popular, I would be happy to incorporate more of that. And the comment shout out for today's video says, fun fact, only Huns and anti-MLMers are watching MLM reels, which is actually pretty funny. I never thought about it that way before, but it's like, who are these reels for? Because most likely the only people that are even watching it, even paying attention, even interacting with it are people that are in your company with you, or it's people like us on the internet who are reacting to it for an anti-MLM video. It's very funny. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one real soon.